Just a hypothetical.
Adam Cole, baby.
No, you can't say it. He didn't say it, so you can't say it.
I can say whatever because it was Adam Cole, baby. And anyway, we are back for our NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 review. I'm gonna have to say Brooklyn 4 next year. Like WWE, stop it. Just stop it. Stop it now. Anyway,
Brooklyn IV. I think they should call it Brooklyn IV. just personally.
But awesome show, I thought. Any overall thoughts on the show before we get into the actual card?
You know, this is why. This is the exact reason why I stick up for my era of wrestling over anybody else's era of wrestling. When I watch this show and you see shows like this, and this is the reason why I said yesterday on the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, episode 2, that we could possibly be in a peak period of wrestling for hardcore wrestling fans. Probably period if people would actually watch it, but people don't actually watch it. And it's hard for you to judge something when you don't watch it. And that's not just because some drunken lady came up to me and said, "You're watching wrestling? You know that's fake, right?" And I'm coming up with more and more sarcastic answers as people say that to me. By the way.
All right. But yeah, I thought this show was awesome. Right from the opening match, I was like, and I think I tweeted this out too, SummerSlam is going to have to step up its game. I think we were like 3 matches in, and I was like, SummerSlam has to step up its game to compete with this, because this show was awesome. There was only one finish that I didn't like, but every single match on this card I thought was awesome. But anyway, let's get into the show. First of all, and I have to say this, Kurt Angle pronounced Asuka's name the same way that I do, so I think that means that I'm saying it right. Asuka.
Yes.
So that obviously means that I'm right. I thought it was pretty cool that the opening had Code Orange performing the NXT theme. That was pretty cool. Any thoughts on the opening or Kurt Angle proving that I'm right? Because I'm right.
I think we need more people like Kurt Angle to say names how they actually look, like Shinsuke, so we all can be right, you know. But I liked it. I like Code Orange being there. It's pretty cool. They made for some really cool entrances, kind of being there live as well. So I liked it. I was a fan.
Yeah. So moving into our first match of the evening, we had Johnny Gargano, a.k.a. Johnny Wrestling, a.k.a. Jonathan Grapples. I came up with that tonight, and I think it's going to work. I think that's going to be a new t-shirt. Jonathan Grapples versus Andrade Cien Almas with Zelina Vega, obviously.
First off, I got an opinion.
Okay.
I need more of Savio Vega's daughter. I mean, I need more of Thea Trinidad. I need more Rosita in my life. Like during that entrance, I could really take my eyes off of her throughout the whole time. So she is just a wonderful human being. I will say that.
That indeed she is. That's why I was in love with her in TNA. And then she went away, and I was sad. Now she's back. Anyway, so very good match, I thought, to open up the show, though I kind of wished it was later on in the card. I just don't like when matches that you really are excited for, this was one of the matches I was really excited for, kind of open the show, because then you get that out of the way and you're like, you want to kind of have that build up and that, anticipation. But I personally thought this was an awesome match. Although I was kind of getting myself ready for the inevitable loss for Johnny Gargano. I knew it was going to happen. But a smart distraction by Zelina Vega with the throwing the DIY shirt in, kind of distracting Johnny, helping Andrade get the win. I hope that NXT books this right, to, have Johnny lose a couple matches and then have that big kind of babyface comeback. I hope they do it that way, because I think that would, really do well for him, especially since we don't know exactly when Tommaso's coming back, and that's really the end game for, Johnny right now. And they started that feud, and then Tommaso got injured, so obviously they can't really do anything until then. So I think they should have him, keep losing a couple matches and then slowly come back and do that kind of babyface turn, or comeback. But Andrade Cien Almas was our winner tonight. DJ, thoughts on the match?
Yeah, to piggyback on your point about Johnny Gargano's kind of build back into feuding with Tommaso Ciampa here, hopefully early next year, I definitely agree. And I'm gonna be honest, I think not necessarily. I don't think he should go down like a downward spiral or anything, but I think he should only have one or two big victories until Tommaso comes back. Because I think, and this is just in my opinion, I think he needs to be kind of reminded of that, and he needs to basically continue to try to get wins and try to be who he is. But that always needs to be in the back of his mind. And then when he hits that peak of finally getting that victory and it finally being worth it, Tommaso Ciampa needs to come in and like jump him or something, like to kind of, so you hit that peak, but then you're also you're kind of hitting the peak of another feud in the same aspect too. But this match, as far as this match is concerned, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I love when, like I said, competitors go and pull out all the stops as they did in this match. As far as Andrade and Johnny, I feel like this is another one of those times where it feels like both men are kind of on an even playing field. I feel like Johnny could be NXT champion, but I also feel like Andrade continues to prove why he should at least be in the running at some point very, very soon. So I think this match just continued to elevate the roster, that kind of quote mid-card aspect, not necessarily even mid-card, but I mean that kind of the slightly under the main event guys right now type of a thing. I think it continued to elevate those guys because Andrade continues to show how good he really is, and obviously we all know how good Johnny is. And I was just a really big fan of this match, and I didn't know. I honestly felt like Johnny Gargano was going to win this match, to be honest. But I also felt like Andrade should win. Andrade should win simply because he's got what is her name? Something Vega. I can't remember what her first name. Selena Vega, I think, right? If I'm mistaken. Selena Vega by his side, so they have to make that this align. They can't. He can't lose his first big match with her, and we're kind of like, well, what is she really doing? I mean, she looks nice, but that's about so now him winning this match confirms that her presence is doing something, and obviously she threw the shirt in there, which is, I don't know who wrote that, but they are also a wonderful human being. Whoever wrote that was awesome. I don't know who wrote it, but they deserve a lot of credit because it was smart. I wish Andrade would have gave him a little bit of time to actually look at the shirt and maybe have some sort of reaction and then come and get him. I think he did move on that a little bit too quickly because I think we all knew it was a DIY shirt, but like I think we needed that nice camera angle to show him, to show him looking at the DIY shirt and his reaction. And I think we needed that, to kind of hit it home that what just happened. But I liked it. It was definitely a good match. I will say that, good opening match, and I was like, I'm excited for this show.
Yeah, I mean, after the match, we did kind of see him kind of backing away from the shirt, almost like he was afraid of it, which I thought was a little bit weird. But so I mean, we did see a little bit of reaction, but like you said, not enough in the moment, I guess. Moving on to the NXT Tag Team Championship match. We had Sanity going up against the Authors of Pain. Definitely like this match too. A huge brawl breaks out between the two teams before the match can even start, with Eric Young pulling out a table and setting it up kind of on the outside against the barricade. The match does finally begin. I did like, the intelligence of and the mind games of Sanity switching Killian Dane for Eric Young, which was completely legal because Dane hadn't been tagged in the match yet. I thought that was really smart. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. I'm surprised the New Day haven't done something like that before to kind of, especially when they were heels for a while there. But I love Nikki Cross kind of holding Eric Young's legs on the top rope, forcing Akam to powerbomb Rezar when they were trying to do the superplex bomb. I thought that was a good spot. Nikki and Paul in the ring was pretty funny. And I legit thought Nikki Cross was killed when Akam caught her on the crossbody, and then Killian Dane crossbodied both of them through the table on the outside. Because she was between, I was like, yo, she did. Yeah, she did. But she alive apparently. I think I saw her move. That could have just been like a reflex after you'd been crushed and killed. I don't know. Hopefully she's not dead. But your winners and new NXT Tag Team Champions, Sanity. After the match, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly come out and attack both Sanity and the Authors of Pain. Clearly, sending the message that they want the titles next. But yeah, very good match. I really liked it. And I like that Sanity did, win the titles. And it felt like a good match. It didn't feel like a fluke to me. But DJ, thoughts on the match?
Yeah, I was definitely excited going into this match too. I thought this match felt like it went on earlier than I anticipated, but it was definitely good. It was definitely a good match. When I went back, when I was as I was watching it, it's kind of interesting to see how the crowd was going to react and how everyone was going to react to kind of a huge tag team match, because a lot of times this is one of those matches that, especially on the main roster, we would, oh God, no, why is this match on the card? Oh God. So I mean, everyone understands that aspect of things and how certain fans will complain about this type of match. So that's why I was kind of skeptical coming into it, but I definitely thought it was good. Love the tag team work by both teams, especially the what was it? It was like an aided dominator that AOP did, and I was like, oh goodness. And I was also thinking, like, where is this on the main roster when it comes down to these bigger tag teams? Like you can make these bigger tag teams look really good if you really use their strength to your advantage, like they did with that move. I really liked that move. I thought that was really cool. I came into this all knowing that AOP was going to win, just knowing it. And then when they didn't, I was a little shocked. I love the switcheroo type thing by Eric Young. That was really cool, and it kind of on that numbers game of Sanity. The Nikki Cross following moment was funny. That was hilarious. That was the greatest thing ever. It was just funny watching them kind of have their little stare down. Paul Ellering looked terribly old trying to get around in the ring, but still, like, it was so freaking funny watching them in the ring together. And then, was it Killian Dane or was it Alexander Wolf? I couldn't tell which one it was, but that was fun. That crossbody, I was like, oh my, no.
That was Killian Dane. That was Killian Dane and one of the Authors of Pain.
Oh Lord, that's a lot of man coming at you like that. but yeah, I was definitely surprised that Sanity won, but I'm glad that they did, because I think their push has been going well as far as kind of the direction they have been going towards, and now they're kind of hitting that peak. And I wonder if they're gonna use kind of the Freebird rule, or are they gonna keep EY and Wolf in there mainly. After the match with Red Dragon was really freaking cool because we haven't seen them together yet. Like, I mean, obviously everyone knows that they're a tag team, but like I think we mentioned this when they both debuted. You know, we didn't know if they were going to actually put them together as a tag team, at least early on, because they came in separately. So it was definitely interesting. Like I thought it was really cool to see them come out and kind of make their claim, to be NXT tag team champions, second best tag team in the world. So, in my opinion, so I'm definitely excited. I want to see them in a feud with Sanity and the freaking I almost said the Revival, but yeah, but eventually yes, Sanity and the Authors of Pain, because I remember what they did with War Machine back when they were feuding with War Machine, when they were RH tag champions. So it's definitely some interesting things coming out of the tag team division. And I like this because you don't know where it's going to go now with Sanity just winning titles.
Yeah, definitely. Then the next match we had was Hideo Itami versus Aleister Black. Again, I really liked Code Orange performing Aleister Black's entrance music. That was pretty cool. I do have to say though, that vein on Hideo Itami's shoulder, it was looking pretty red. I don't know. I don't know if Justin saw that, but it was looking pretty red. He might want to get that checked out. But this match was very hard hitting. I definitely liked it. A lot of really good kicks and things like that. JR said that it is certainly hard to kick somebody when you're on the canvas. And I was like, I mean, with Aleister Black, he could probably do it. I'm just saying. If anybody could do it, it's probably him. But it definitely was cool to have JR on commentary. Anytime JR is on commentary, it's definitely a good thing. Aleister Black did win this match. I think it was obvious. I think they're still, building up that heel Hideo character who, just wants respect and is demanding respect and keeps losing and, feels like he's not getting what he deserves. So definitely good booking on that. DJ?
Yeah, first off, talking about JR, I think we got like a dream commentary team here, didn't we? At least when we put together Morrow and JR, I think we've all wanted that to happen at least once, and for one match at least we got it, and it was kind of cool. This match was good as well. I was excited for it. I loved Aleister Black's entrance. His entrance is always really cool, but like him coming out kind of through, Code Black and them playing his entrance and everything, that was really freaking cool. Or Code Orange, I'm sorry. That was really freaking cool, though. I really liked that. I thought, it just added something extra to his entrance. Also, the smoke that they had down added a little bit extra to it as well. But definitely a good match. I think it was more competitive than I anticipated on it being. I'm definitely still liking Hideo. I think Hideo's one of NXT's best talents, though we really haven't seen flourish yet. I don't feel like I feel like some of his injuries and everything have kept him down. Because I think a lot of times we always talk about Shinsuke, um, and how good he was during that time while he was in NXT, and how good and how fast he rose to stardom and everything as far as in WWE. But I think we often forget guys like Hideo, who's also been we talked about this in the prediction show, or we talked about this in I think both of the prediction shows, if I'm not mistaken, how Japanese wrestlers have been portrayed in the past, and like with Hideo, he's been portrayed relatively well ever since he came in. So I definitely feel like we kind of lose sight of Hideo a little bit because of his injuries and because he has kind of been kind of back and forth. He's been pushed, but then he gets injured, so it takes him back down a peg. I'm curious to see, if he does ever get the NXT championship, because he's always been really close but never really gotten there, and now he's losing to Aleister Black when they're still trying to build his whole heel persona. So I don't know. I guess that's my only issue right now. I guess I'm trying to figure out what they're doing with Hideo. But it was a really good match. I love the psychology between the two as well. It was kind of that who's tougher than who aspect that I felt like was happening in this match, and with Aleister Black being a UK wrestler, and then Hideo being a Japanese wrestler coming from Japan. It was definitely an interesting dynamic with these two, but I'm still wondering what they're gonna do with Hideo.
Yeah. That is the thing about Hideo. He has been. I feel like I kind of piggybacking off of you. I agree that he's been booked well, and they've used him well. It's just the injuries have been holding him back, which with most Japanese wrestlers, they don't book them well. So it's a weird change for him, or in his situation, I should say. I'm gonna let DJ take the next match because.
All right, because I know you're upset because Asuka will never lose,
He's
as she shouldn't. She's the best in this world. Period. I don't care who you put against her. She's better than him. Whoever it is, give me a name right now. Nope, she's better. Anyway,
Great.
great. Okay, he'll give her a run for his money. I think that actually, I think the standby wrestler, maybe could come in there and tussle. But we had Asuka versus Ember Moon for the NXT Women's Championship.
Wait. What about the Man Scout?
The Man Scout. At first, I thought you said I was doing the wrong match. I was about to be like, but Asuka versus Ember Moon for the NXT Women's Championship. I almost knew unfortunately that Ember Moon was gonna win. I'd been thinking about this. I don't know if this came into any other fans' minds, but it did for me. Everybody knows the eclipse is coming up on Monday, and I was like, obviously Ember Moon's gonna win because they're gonna try to play off of that, and it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen, and I'm gonna go cry in the corner. But this match was really, really freaking good. I love, especially near the end when they started going back and forth so much, and Ember Moon hits the eclipse, and they're like, "Oh no, Asuka's gonna lose," and she kicks out, and then when Asuka locked in that Asuka lock for the final time, and it felt like Ember Moon was gonna find her way out of it. I just feel like this was just a really good match. It was just really, really good. I'm curious to see I guess, what's next for Asuka. Is it still going to be Ember Moon? Because I feel like she's beaten her more than once. I may be wrong because of, obviously, we had the Ember Moon injury. But, I feel like, something's got to be next for Asuka. Someone's got to be next for Asuka. I mean, she's already beaten everyone on the roster, hasn't she?
No.
I mean, not technically everyone, but everyone that matters.
Ruby Riott matters.
She beat Ruby Riott in the triple threat match.
Yeah, in a triple threat match, not a one-on-one match. I don't even think
she still beat her.
She did. No, she didn't pin Ruby Riott.
Does Ruby Riott have the championship? Well, she lost. That's how that works.
I don't even think that was for the title.
It was.
I don't think it was.
It was. You don't think it was Nikki Cross versus Ruby Riott versus Asuka when Ember Moon got hurt at the last takeover. No comment. Exactly. You shouldn't. Anyway,
for the title.
It was for the title.
Nope.
Explain then. I mean, I want a thorough explanation to how that wasn't for the title.
It wasn't.
At the last takeover. Because everyone was like, "Oh, I'm losing my opportunity because I'm injured," and she was in the sling, and they had a video package about it. Anyway, I and I probably might get some criticism for this, and I really don't care. I'm probably gonna get some criticism for the person I was gonna say standing next to me, but you're not standing across from, not stand. It the person in freaking Pennsylvania over there. I just don't feel like, with a grain of salt, I just don't feel like Ember Moon's ready. Not ready from a she's a great wrestler standpoint, but from a booking standpoint, I just don't feel like it didn't feel like she was like going to be champion tonight. I feel like and we had actually mentioned this in the one of the Facebook chats we're in, and I was on one side, you were on the other. I feel like Nikki Cross has been pushed more consistently than Ember Moon has, and it may just be the injury. And this, even Ruby Riott to a certain degree, Ruby Riott's under Nikki Cross for me. But like I said, when Asuka faced Nikki Cross, I think it wasn't a singles match. I can't remember right offhand, but like I felt like Nikki Cross had the best chance of beating Asuka out of anybody, because it might have been the triple threat from last takeover, but I felt like Nikki Cross had the chance to win more than anybody, because she's felt like she's been the one that's been, right after Asuka, and right on kind of at least near the, Asuka's level. So I just don't feel like Ember Moon, like from a booking standpoint, feels ready yet. And it might have been the injury. I'm not sure. But in my personal opinion, I know you disagree.
I'm gonna really disagree. I get what you're saying. Back when they had that triple threat, it did feel like Nikki Cross was booked the strongest in that triple threat to win. But that was a while ago, and they really haven't booked her that strong since.
Well, she hasn't really been going after the title at all, though.
Exactly. So that's why she doesn't deserve it. Ember Moon does. Just saying.
But I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't even say that Ember Moon does. There's no one near Asuka right now. Period.
Ember Moon she should have won this match.
No, I just don't. I mean, maybe the next match.
This one.
If there's a next one, I don't. And this is just a personal thing for me. I'm not a fan of, you've done so much on the indies, you should be champion immediately.
That's exactly what they did with Asuka. Bruh.
No, but
that is exactly what they did with Asuka.
But Asuka, no. But I'm saying, yes, they said, hey, she's been really good in Japan, but they didn't give her the title her first match.
Ember Moon has had a lot of matches.
What?
Ember Moon has had a lot of matches in NXT. This isn't her first match.
I'm not saying it's Ember Moon's first match, but I'm saying as far as her progression is concerned, I don't feel like she's progressed, not since she debuted. I'm saying since the injury. And it may have been not only the injury, but it may have been also that weird thing they did with her and Billie Kay and Peyton Royce that didn't make sense. Basically, there's no one at Asuka's level. That's my basic premise here.
Well, that's what you're always going to think. Even after she loses,
the best in the world.
You're still going to say that. But
she's still going to be the best in the world.
Ember Moon should have won this match. Even Amy agrees. And when Amy agrees, you know it's right, because she is smarter than both of us.
Because she's an advocate for women's wrestling? Well, I mean, everybody can have an opinion. I just don't feel like she was ready. not ready from a talent standpoint. I'd never say that. I mean, ready from a booking standpoint.
She was. Anyway, this was a great match. I definitely liked it. I'm still gonna say it. WWE is obsessed with any kind of streak. It doesn't matter if it's the Cruiserweight title streak, if it's the NXT Women's Championship streak, if it's the the Undertaker streak, they love streaks. That's the only reason they keep half the titles on half these champions.
I wouldn't even say that. Okay, I hate to cut you off, but I have an actual argument against that.
Okay, shoot.
If I mean, I understand what you're saying with the streaks aspect, but I feel like that goes, for some reason, I feel like that goes into people having longer title reigns now. And like, I think you're speaking more about consecutive days of holding a title than you are necessarily a streak.
That is a streak.
I mean, it is, but I mean, I thought you were talking like undefeated streaks per se.
No, I'm talking about championship streaks.
Well, well, bro, 2 days is a doggone streak.
Any kind of streak.
So you're saying they're obsessed with how long people hold titles?
They're obsessed with how long, with people holding titles to break streaks. They're obsessed with, certain guys having a winning streak. Any kind of streak, WWE just jumps on and loves. Look at,
isn't that
even they were talking about it. They were talking about it tonight with Aleister Black too, and they talked about Goldberg. Like, anything to bring up a streak or anything to, break a streak or make a streak, anything like that.
But isn't a streak supposed to make something more important or elevate the superstar? Like, yes, Asuka's held the title for, I don't know how longer than a year, I think. For how many ever consecutive days?
Okay,
but like, isn't that supposed to build the?
Yes, it can, but then you turn into. It can turn into what happened with the New Day. By the end of the New Day's streak, we were tired of, or at least most of us were tired of the New Day being champions.
But I mean, but we can get tired of a champion without them even mentioning it.
You can, but what I'm saying is, you can do a streak, but you don't want to do it too long to where fans start getting tired of it. And we're in that day and age where, and we've talked about this many times, you can't have those long streaks because WWE fans don't have or not even WWE fans, wrestling fans in general, in this generation don't have the attention span that they did, back in the day when you could have, a 2-year-long streak or, however long streak. We get tired. We want something new. But anyway, back on topic. I still do think Ember Moon should have won. I think, and again, kind of mentioning what Amy said the other day, I get that. I get why they've kept the title on Asuka so long, because they didn't have anybody that they thought could carry the title until Ember Moon came along, and then Ember Moon was, the next plan. Now we don't know what they're even doing with her anymore. We don't know what they're doing with Asuka anymore. Like, even Amy said it tonight. She doesn't know. We have no idea what they're doing with Asuka. We don't know why they kept the title on her tonight. What's next? Who's going to come next? What are they going to do? It doesn't make sense. But anyway, we're going to move away from that match because, yeah. But I did like the ref actually seeing Asuka grab Ember Moon's tights. Usually they don't see that, and it's a dirty pin. But I like that the ref actually caught that. I thought that was a good booking there. Anyway, moving on to the main event of the evening. This show felt short, probably because for some reason I felt like there were more matches. There were supposed to be more matches on this show. Maybe it's SummerSlam that has.
Did you feel like you said the show felt short?
Like, it didn't. I felt like there was supposed to be more matches. Maybe it's SummerSlam that has a lot more matches. I
think it's because there's a huge time difference between SummerSlam and TakeOver. Because I mean, TakeOver's only, this was what, 2 hours and a half, and that's still kind of short for like a normal pay-per-view. I think takeovers always feel a little bit short just because they're only 2 hour ish.
Yeah. But anyway, we had the NXT Championship match. Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Roode. I know Sarah's probably not watching this right now because she's probably working, but that was just for her.
And mad about it, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't super excited for this match in general. This was one of the matches I was kind of like. I definitely was looking forward to seeing it, but it wasn't one of the matches that I was like getting really excited for. But I was hoping for, you know, some sort of sighting or interference by either Roderick Strong or Adam Cole. So that's what I was kind of excited for in this match. And I don't know if I just didn't like the beginning of this match or if I was still getting over the BS of the prior match, but it took me a little while to actually get into this match, I felt like. But just like all the other matches, this one, you know, ended up being a really good match. Really, you know, these two ended up kind of, you know, throwing everything at each other they had, and kicking out of everything. I think they both kicked out of pretty much everything they tried to do on each other, which was awesome. Amazing Tope con Hilo by Drew on Bobby on the outside. That was impressive, especially for a, you know, taller fella like Drew Galloway or Drew McIntyre. I still want to call him Galloway. It's just it's stuck in my head now.
Yeah.
But really good match, and your new NXT champion Drew McIntyre. After the match, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly come out, and it almost looks like, you know, Drew was going over to kind of hug them or whatever, but they were used as a distraction for Adam Cole, baby, to attack him from behind. So it looks like Adam Cole and Red Dragon are kind of teaming up. Maybe they actually are trying to do this sort of Ring of Honor invasion storyline that people were rumoring what might happen, which I think would be pretty cool. DJ, thoughts on the match?
Yeah, I definitely thought this match was good closer to the end than it was near the beginning. And that's a lot of times with Bobby Roode matches. As much as I love him, I feel like, you know, a lot of times once it really gets going, I really feel like the match gets better. I have not been the biggest, and I love Drew McIntyre, but I have not been the biggest fan of this return to WWE for some reason. I don't know why. But
And I got, not to cut you off again, kind of like you
you
did
did,
before, but
you did.
I was watching the video package of, you know, his return and everything. Does it remind you of his debut in TNA? For some reason it feels very similar to his kind of debut in TNA, where, you know,
Yeah,
this is
a little bit. I can see that.
about you, this is about the fans. I was like, bro, they just copied that.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I like the video package though, because I like seeing his kind of progression. Like, cause he's changed a lot. I feel like, like he looked really young without a beard when he first came in, but I definitely thought this match, you know, got better as it, you know, went along. I have not been a huge fan of kind of his comeback to WWE, like I was saying. I don't know, it's been just something's been off to me. I don't know. I don't know what it is exactly, but something just has kind of been off to me. It may have been they moved too quickly. I'm not too sure what it was, but this, you know, it was a good match as it developed. I was starting to feel like Bobby Roode was getting kind of a Triple H complex, and like just finding a way to win every single time, because I feel like Bobby Roode and Triple H are very similar. Um, as far as not only their styles, but the way they go about winning and everything, and their heel personas. And I was really starting to feel like Bobby Roode was getting kind of a Triple H complex about him because he was finding ways to win. And as this match was getting down to the end, and obviously I was thinking Roode was going to win because I didn't think Galloway was going to win on his first go round, which happens a lot more in NXT. You win on your first attempt, but he goes for that glorious DDT, and he hits it, and then he goes back for the kind of the third one, and Galloway gets out of it and hits the Claymore or whatever. I was surprised that not Galloway, McIntyre, that McIntyre won, and then after the match, I was excited. The crowd gave it away, which I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, because usually when the crowd starts giving something away, the person shows up quickly. But like the crowd was giving away that Adam Cole was somewhere in the crowd, like a solid 2 or 3 minutes before he even got to the ring. So it kind of, I don't know if it, not that I still wasn't excited. I just think it hurt the moment a little bit. The fact that there just wasn't, I don't know. For some reason, it just felt like it hurt that moment a little bit, in my opinion. I don't know how you felt about that, but like the crowd was excited. I could see the crowd looking back and being excited, like 2 or 3 minutes before Adam Cole even got to the ring. And then Red Dragon popped up, and that was that was cool. And the whole thing was really cool. Them standing together. He didn't say Adam Cole, baby, which frustrated me a little bit because I was like that's there. I feel like you have to do it, but they didn't do it, and it was unfortunate. But the match was good. The match was good, especially once it got going. McIntyre is going to be a good champion. I said McIntyre twice because I feel like I said Galloway. I need to change it. But McIntyre is going to be a good champion. He always is. He's always a good champion. I think as far as like my interest is going to get, I'm going to get more and more interested, when he continues to feud with people. So I'm excited. I want to see what they're going to do with this kind of 3-man kind of faction type thing they got with Adam Cole and Red Dragon now too. So I'm curious. I want to see how this is gonna go.
Yeah, I personally the crowd didn't ruin it for me because I was expecting it anyway from the rumors and everything. I was just excited for it to happen. Um, but anyway, that was your NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 review. Awesome show. Definitely excited for the fallout on NXT this week. I want to see. Hopefully, they have Adam Cole and Red Dragon on there. Maybe addressing the NXT universe, or what they did or whatever, or something. And it should be a good show. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for our SummerSlam review. It's going to be really late because the show is really long and we're probably going to die. No, it's not as long as WrestleMania, so it's not that bad. But definitely excited for that. And then make sure to go check out the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast episode 2, which is up. Episode 3 will be on Friday, so we're excited for that. As usual, our other stuff we're going to be doing, our TNA review on Thursday or Friday, depending on our schedules. We will be doing NXT N205 Live this week. We didn't do it this past week because I was out of town and I think DJ was busy anyway. So, or did you do it?
No, you were
Yeah,
out
I
of
didn't.
town. I did not realize that. I didn't realize you were out of town. But I think we didn't do 205 live because I felt like they kind of dropped the ball with the Neville Tozawa thing, and I didn't know really what they were gonna do with that. Plus, we had predictions, and I think it kind of stuffed everything together.
This man knew I was with Amy and knows that we live.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. I didn't consider that being out of town. Sorry.
Yeah. So we'll be back for those. And as usual, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. If you're on the Facebook page, like the Facebook page, check the stuff out on there. Then go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, like the videos, share the videos, all that fun stuff. And we will see you on the flippity dippity. Oh, and also follow us on Twitter at ICW_podcast. It's in the corner there. You can see it. It's right there. You've been seeing it the whole video, so I don't really need to point it out. You probably have already seen it by now, but it's there. Follow us, tweet us, stuff like that. Yeah. Bye.